Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Near Disney. It's the Friday show where our team puts together a video presentation to arm you with some awesome info on the Central Florida market, as well as keeping you in the know about how best to buy and sell a home in a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. So let's cue the theme song. Today you got me in the host chair, Elijah Lewis with Florida in Motion Realty. They call me the Prince of Real Estate here on Near Disney. And I appreciate you guys tuning in on your Friday. And feel free to say hello or ask me any questions. Viewer engagement helps fuel some of our content for sure. Areas that we've gone out to films and comments, topics that we have covered. Already someone's saying hello. Thank you so much, Mallory, for saying hi. Appreciate you tuning in. Love your family. Happy that I've been able to serve you guys in the Celebration, Florida market, the town that was built by Disney. I just want to say one thing quick. We today's video is interesting in that this week, the dream team, Virginia Carlson and Sue Koptiev got together for our usual group roundup, and we got to having a really comprehensive talk about data that supports the best way to present your home in the market for getting the best house showings possible. And when Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, saw it, she thought that it was actually a worthy conversation to preserve and create for our video showcase here, because it really provided some great knowledge for you. I just want to not to be redundant, so I'll play that conversation for you, and I'll follow that up with some even more information that helps supplement that. So let's just get into that great talk that we had. So un momento. So Virginia, you have some tips for maximizing price and what a home seller can do to command the best and highest price for their listing.
Yeah, absolutely. We always want to encourage our sellers to, like Elijah said, maximize what their home has to offer. So there are just a few projects that you can tackle yourself before you decide to put your home on the market that will definitely have a large impact in the selling process. So some quick fixes. I like how this graphic has split into two things. Some things you can do kind of lickety split, and then the other things might take a little more time, but definitely still worth doing. So as far as the quick fixes, things you can do are wash the windows, just make everything just sparkling inside, do a deep clean, declutter. I can't say declutter enough. I mean, it really makes a difference when the showings, when you go into a home and everything is kind of just not a lot of extra stuff around, just what you need, especially if you're still living in the home. Just decluttering really, really makes a huge impact. And then minimalizing, I guess, pet paraphernalia. Maybe you just don't want to draw attention to lots of stuff around the home.
Well,
Some of the weekend projects.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was to say, like, sometimes we get so used to the stuff, we get so used to the clutter that we don't really see it, we don't notice it, we don't know what it's like to be a pair of fresh eyes walking into the home and how you receive that, and especially when you kind of have like a subliminal, emotional, personal bond with that stuff. So it's like, like your own don't stink kind of thing, as far as like your smell, but with like your lovely cats that you love so much. But like, I can't tell you how often that the pet paraphernalia, like there's a big cat tree that can, I mean, half the time the cats don't even use that thing.
Exactly.
And so it's okay, maybe move it into the garage, move it in the space under the stairs or something like that as part of decluttering. And when you said wash the windows, and I'll just say real quick, actually that sounds maybe just like a whatever thing, but like most people don't do that. And it makes such a difference, especially if your windows you're not selling windows that are brand new. Make those old original windows look as appealing as you can, because that comes up, especially if they're single pane here in Florida. If you can just make them look nice, maybe they're going to be seen as being acceptable. But people just don't go outside and in. Get that grime, get that dirt, get that get that filter off it, and it'll just subliminally make the house feel so much better to be inside.
It really does. Definitely. Yeah, that's a good point. So back to this, and you know, those are things that we as realtors will go in, you know, when we're preparing the listing, and we'll see those things that maybe, you know, we'll make suggestions to the sellers to move certain things and take some things down. And so it is, again, it's good to have a fresh set of eyes to come in, like non-biased, being like, this would look better this way. We're always here to help with those kind of things. Some of the larger projects that maybe might take several days, applying a fresh coat of paint, and not necessarily to the whole entire house, maybe to just certain places that need it. If you can't do the whole house, upgrading cabinetry, and that means maybe upgrading some of the hardware if it's kind of been like, you know, has wear and tear on it. Things like that would make a difference in a kitchen or a bathroom. Adding a backsplash if you don't have one, or maybe just doing a deep clean on the backsplash, just all those kind of things that over time with lots of usage in the kitchen can get kind of grimy. And obviously you want to address any pests, you know, ants, or, you know, any of the little Florida pests that seem to come around in our lovely state. And then I love to increase the curb appeal with landscaping, because really when you drive up to a property and it looks beautiful from the outside, it just sets the tone for how you're going to feel when you walk indoors.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
these are all just
I was just talking to someone who's putting gardenia bushes in front of their home today, and it's going to make a big
nice.
difference in that curb appeal, I'm sure. But yeah, I do like that when you say, like, sometimes you can't, there's no budget to update the whole kitchen, or it's like, I'm not going to beautify the house that I'm moving out of because I'm not going
Right.
to live here anymore to enjoy these improvements. But little things can just make a tiny thing. Like I like how you said the hardware on the cabinets, instead of maybe doing a whole expensive
Mhm.
brand new solid wood cabinet job.
Right.
Find like what's the most modern. If is it the gold hardware now, then maybe get rid of
Right.
your silver knobs and put some gold knobs. Or do people like those long things that you pull out instead of the knobs anymore? Like those handles
Oh,
rather
the
than
bars.
knobs.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like the
Bars,
half moon pulls. I mean, there's
Or
all
that.
sorts of.
Yeah, so just little things like that, and the backsplash rather than doing the countertops over again. If you just put the backsplash on, that's probably less expensive than getting
Yeah.
granite or quartz.
Mhm.
With the
Right,
just little
absolutely.
things that help it sell. But it'll all be on a case by case basis, and we kind of
Mhm.
help advise. If you ask for our feedback, we'll try to tell you what's the most economic way, because I mean,
Right.
we're not going
Mhm.
to tell you to, oh, wouldn't it be nice if you totally updated your home, and that would make it so much easier for us to sell. No, we want it to be just the cut and dry need to do, that's just
Right.
bare minimum, so that you get that thing sold by putting as little money in it as you have to. But sometimes if it's a cluttered market, it's kind of inventory is kind of raising out there, we do maybe need to get creative about some
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, with that, apply a fresh coat of paint. The other thing that kind of goes with that is I always notice smudges on door jambs and on doors, and dirty knobs on your
Yeah.
doors. And that's something you don't necessarily, I mean, so much anymore, you can wipe that stuff down. You know, if you have a decent cleaner that's not too, you know, harsh, and it makes everything look so much better. So
Yeah.
just like the paint. Yeah, I agree with that.
You need to, sometimes the sellers need to impress the buyers as much as the house does, because if they see like that something's neglected or something's dirty or not dusted, or if the vents in the air ducts are full of like lint and dust bunnies or something, it just makes them think like, this house is very well maintained. I wonder what's wrong with it that I don't immediately notice.
Right.
And are there going to be other like little creeping problems that could come up? Because now, you know, when they see that, I really respect the seller, the owner really took pride in taking care of this place, and that level of ease could be the threshold of like, well, I think this might be the one to go with, because I kind of have a good feel here. I kind of trust the people who I'd be working with, that they are giving me a good house that's not going to give me problems later. So that was about the meat of what we had to talk about here. Appreciate anyone who commented, and of course the comment section goes on forever. That's why our phone numbers are here, so you can reach us with any questions about Central Florida real estate. We are 25 miles Cinderella's Castle Radius. So I mean, it's not just Celebration where we had that listing, or anything. We want to connect you with just all things that are near to Disney. So we would love to represent you if any of us spoke to you while you were watching today, and we'd appreciate if you'd hit the like button. Helps us out big time with boosting this to other people on YouTube so they can find us and get helped. Someone actually just called this week who had watched our show, and if you tuned in tonight, thank you so much, Eric. So glad I had the chance to meet you watching from out of state when you were in the area. So glad to know you guys are really watching, that we really get the chance to meet with you and show you homes from all over the country. So that's great. I so appreciate when you subscribe, and that helps out big time. Yeah, that guy, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, appreciate you tuning in for that little recap of a really productive conversation. There were really some good nuggets that we went over in there with how you can improve your the time that you spend when you open up your home. You let other people in. We make all these appointments, especially the tip. I think the data shows that those first 2 weeks that are on the market are gold. That's when you're going to get the most visits, or maybe the most interest up front, maybe just statistically. Of course, it's not 2 weeks or bust. These homes will sell eventually, but you just want to utilize that freshness when you're the newest one on the market, right? So all those things help it show better. And yeah, like I said, I even just showed some homes this week where just those windows, you walk in, you look through, they got that film of grime and dirt on them, and it just doesn't make it feel good to be in the house. And maybe just even just on a subconscious level messes with people's feeling that, like, wait, this is going to be worth the asking price. We want to create that. And then also, in addition to that, I think that I want to raise up the point about how the data supports staging. Can staging a home help? Well, even according to AI here, it says that yes, it can significantly help, and that they've got data here that it will sell more quickly and for a higher price than unstaged home, because it makes the home more appealing to potential buyers and help better visualize themselves in the living space, or even how to utilize the living space. Because if you have like an awkward floor plan per se, or there's some extra rooms, you've got one of those things where the family room is a different room than the living room. Sometimes people go like, oh, what do I even do there? What would I put there? If you figured out a cool furniture configuration for your personal belongings, how to do that space, then maybe it would give them that idea. Because it's saying that, like, one report's found that staged homes sell 73% faster, and indicated that staged homes sold an average of 41 days on the market compared to 184 days for non-staged homes. If you've just got a great home in a wonderful floor plan in a desirable neighborhood, like, hey, it doesn't really matter. But if you're just kind of in a competitive space, maybe that's one way to stand out. Like, for instance, right now, when you work with us, we add value to you as realtors by giving you a video tour of your home. This is our lovely listing that we have at 14654 Butterfly Road in Windermere, Florida. And you can just see that when you walk into the rooms, just seeing the bedroom there, seeing the nice decor, the things on the wall, it just helps the rooms kind of have personality rather than just being like a blank, generic template space. Oh, just another gray room with, even if the carpet's new, it just looks like carpet. But then there's just something about it that feels like home, or has that personal presence there. Like, there's just something like that just adds character, adds a positive emotional experience while people are in there. And it helps that this home in Windermere has a nice style to it. Interesting thing about this now is that the home is more vacant, and so we're so glad that we have this promotional stuff to maybe show both sides of it. And yes, I'm loving this yard. If you got a yard like this, that's doing half the lifting for you as well. So That's just one thing. But of course, like, not everybody has the ability to do that, or maybe their furniture isn't like, as conducive to showings as others. So we could do like virtual staging is something to consider. Relatively cheap promotional strategy that we use can just add that virtual thing. So at least like we could create some standees where it shows like, yeah, you walked in this room, this is what it looks like with furniture in it. So just one more strategy there. We're always trying to work every possible angle for you. But yes, if you were interested, of course, because we always want to schedule showings. That was a 14654 Yellow Butterfly Road in the cool Summerport subdivision of Windermere, over 3,000 square feet. Has a nice driveway and backyard, corner lot. Love to see the palm tree. Oh, I see that what I'm looking at is not what you're seeing. Palm tree right out in the front. 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath. And of course, 20 minutes to Disney stuff. Because, got to live up to our brand. And I will say thank you so much, Mallory, for the other comments. Say you enjoyed working with us, and thanks for the help. But we thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve you. And hopefully we can cross paths and do some more business, or just run into each other to see how you're loving the home again someday. So that was kind of the information that we had prepared. Whether you're catching us live, you can always comment a question, or if you're watching the Evergreen recap, you can hit the comments, or the comment section goes on forever because I've got my phone number here, personal number that you can call me with questions, or just if you want to know anything about the area for real estate that's near to Disney. And with that, I'll throw it over to Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, to sign us off. And you guys enjoy your Friday. Have an awesome weekend. Kim's going to be back this week, so you'll see her again. So hopefully you had an okay time putting up with me. But I love to do it. Take care. Hit the like button and subscribe. Helps us out big time. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.